Alright, welcome folks. It's time for the Pearl Draft Review.
Yay.
Alright, does everyone want to introduce themselves first?
Yeah,
I-
sure. You start.
Alright, I'm King Rock.
Relax, you next.
I'm Relax.
I'm Tago.
Next,
Sorry now.
I am I, as Tago stated.
Alright,
Let's get the show on the road.
alright, so first team is the Golden State Gliscors. Alright, so we're just going to give our thoughts. Usually we do this during the grace period. Unfortunately, we didn't really have time based on when the draft ended. So you're going to have to use transactions. But we'll see if you need them. Let's see.
Okay.
Alright, so what are our thoughts on this first team?
It looks good, just like at a glance.
Yeah.
I can't see anything glaring as a weakness. Yeah, I think it's actually really consistent. Like, good power on the top end. Samurai Hisui is like so incredible, being able to set spikes. Just a bunch of good stuff. And then your Terra Captain is Porygon with the Ghost and Electric. Is going to be a really incredible breaker on top of.
And Pincurchin.
stuff.
Don't forget Pincurchin.
Pincurchin.
Well, Encursion is just like it gives you the option to have the speed boost on treads and boulder, I guess, if you want it.
Yeah.
But the top 8
Yeah.
are honestly so good that I think that it's a really, really strong team.
There's a kind of
think-
annoying speed gap in between treads and boulder. The
There's a
Sneasel is like
Sneasel.
it's the Hisui Sneasel. It's not that good.
Yeah. It's also a little bit like, look at the physical breakers on this team, or like the physical attackers at all. They all kind of struggle with like a Brookie Water that's trying to haze.
Mhm.
Like, they're all like hitting ground, rock. They don't really beat the waters that well. Like, they're struggling to break it. Like, you need to SD or Samurott or something.
Well, that's why you have the Terra Electric Porygon Z.
Yeah, the Porygon helps, but it's like the only real special breaker on this team. Apart from like, if you want to put Sylveon in that role.
Oh, Sylveon's a good special breaker.
It is.
And what's Arboliva's special attack? I have no idea.
Oh, it's really decent, I think.
Yeah,
120, I believe.
Arboliva is pretty good. Yeah, fair Arboliva.
I think the Porygon maybe would have wanted a Terra type to hit the Steels, maybe like Terra Fighting. That's what I would say.
Stab Shadow Ball from Terra Ghost, or Stab Thunderbolt with adaptability, I feel like is enough to hit steals.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So when you Terra, you get stab on your, like, you get adaptability on your transform stab only, right?
Correct.
Yeah, but it's weaker,
So
right?
if you Terra
Adaptability
Ghost,
Terra's
you
not.
lose the natural adaptability, right?
Yes, you lose the stab on normal. Relics, it's only weaker if you stay the same type that you originally picked. So, like, if you Terra normal, it wouldn't be multiplicative; it would only be
Okay.
additive.
Yeah.
Power.
Yeah, I think it's only
Offense is really dangerous.
2.25, whereas adaptability is just 2. So it's not a very big jump.
hmm The only possible change here, I think, is maybe bringing. I don't think anything needs to change. I think it's a good team, honestly.
Yeah, I think so too.
Alright, next up is the Maracaya Culebras.
Maracaibo Culebras, or
Thank
something
you.
like that.
There's no
Yeah.
D in that first word.
Maracaibo is what he said.
No.
Oh, I heard a D.
What would that be?
It's just pronounced with more of a Spanish accent.
Oh, God.
than you had.
Struggling.
Team MC.
Alright,
Hmm.
so what does
Oh,
this guy
what's
got?
the
Oh,
Zoroark
this is
Hisui?
the team that second overall picked Zoroark Hisui.
Yes.
Alright,
Wasn't it first? First round pick, Zoroark?
yes, second overall pick.
Oh, second overall pick. Gotcha. They really wanted to use it.
Hmm.
I respect the effort.
And they
honestly.
somehow got Roaring Moon anyway.
Yeah.
My first thought is that the team is like very weak to ground. Very,
Mhm.
very weak to ground.
Yes.
If only
Gyarados.
Gyarados to be able to answer it.
And Terragrass Electrode Hisui.
Yeah. Well,
Which still takes like 40 from Strong Earthquakes.
Hmm.
the double intimidate is pretty alright, at least to help out with something like that. It's also
Yes, but one of those Intimidates is from a Hitmontop.
true, which is fighting steel, psychic.
I think Psyche was just the one pointer
Hmm.
they needed
Mhm.
to pick.
I still think
Why is the Electrode
Mars
Hisui
might be
Terra
better than
normal?
Psychic,
It's gonna Hyper Beam.
Because normal costs 3 points.
They just wanted a strong explosion, I guess. Stronger explosion.
Maybe
I agree that
Yeah, that
that
should
should
be
probably change.
that should be like because you can go ice and then upgrade the Terra Stellar into like fire or something.
Or if you don't want to upgrade that, you can just go water. I think
Hmm.
water is fine.
Yeah.
This team also has two great spin blockers, but it doesn't have any spikes. So like Annihilate is one of the best spin blockers in the game, so you could lean more into hazards.
Definitely. It's a good point. Want to be able to lay down spikes more with, like, I don't know, even a Quillfish is one of the intimidators. Or are there any ground immune spikers? Skarmory, maybe? That'd be pretty helpful for the team.
Gligar could also work. It's not that bad in this format.
Yeah,
One
agreed.
of the non-Hearthflame Ogre Ponds.
Oh, we just also saw there's no electric immunity here. It doesn't have any ground.
Oh,
So
Right.
we vote switch. You always want
No.
a ground type, kinda, because just getting vote switched on the whole time, even if you have resistances, just lose you so much
especially with a Gyarados.
tempo. Yeah, there's Gyarados.
Yeah. And also no fairy means
Yeah.
that Morgrim I guess is there.
No,
bad.
no, you were correct. You were correct.
So basically no fairy. Metagross can handle like a lot of dragons, especially the special ones, but and you have Moon, which is probably the best dragon into Metagross. For like Hydra too.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think speed is good here.
I don't think Garganacl has any place on this team, if I'm being honest.
Garganacl is just weird.
Mhm.
Right?
I
It's a weird
don't
Pokemon.
think it needs to be there. It can probably be a ground type instead of guard. And
Yeah.
something
Yes.
that preferably has spikes.
There's also a speed gap between 110 and 90. Like between Zoroark and Annihilate. So
Mhm.
that's abusable too.
Could maybe get Flygon. I feel like that fixes the ground immunity problem. Gives you rocks now that it's got it. Gives a pivot. I don't know how important that is.
Makes
But
you
just like
weaker
as
to
a
dragon.
Yeah,
Well,
good.
You have Morgrim plus the other guy,
Mhm.
Metagross. Thank you. So you're fine. That's okay.
Still has an insane
Maybe
offense.
the
this
normal
team.
can also be Terra Fairy or Electrode Missouri.
Yeah.
True.
Not
I feel like
really.
that would be a pretty good switch. Just because the only thing it really needs help hitting is the dragons, anyways.
And grasses. It can't touch grasses.
Oh right, that's why it wants ice.
All right.
Switching
Okay.
normal to ice would be a good move.
Still good
Maybe
offense.
just Flygon. Yeah,
This team
offense is
hard to
awesome.
switch into.
This team has even more of a problem than the other one did with breaking waters, though. Like every,
Yeah.
I think
gonna
the
have-
strategy is to just switch Annihilate in and like taunt and
I
get the
was-
Rage Fist boost and then get Scald burned and die.
Yeah. Gyarados has no power whip in this, which sucks for Gyarados.
Mhm.
It's hard.
It's like very
I think,
dependent
I
on
think Zoroark
Electrode.
Moon is a great combo.
I don't know If
For
Sandy
fairies.
Shocks is available on the board, but I think if they get Sandy Shocks instead of Guard, and I
Mhm.
don't know if they still want to keep Electrode History, if they get Sandy Shocks, they might change that. I don't know if it is available or not. I think that it also
It is available. Sandy
Yeah.
Shocks would be cool. Maybe you get rid of Electrode, move the points from
Yeah.
Garg up to Sandy Shocks, and then get some other random low tier somewhere.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like,
Resists ground, preferably up like a pure grass type. That's bulky. How many points are left?
Also, if you don't have a steel, if you don't have a fairy type, I feel like Hitmontop has to be Terra Fairy instead of Steel, because you already have like a good Steel type, and you're already so weak to ground.
yeah,
Yeah.
Fairy Hitmontop would be a good switch as well.
Mhm. All right. Any more ideas?
Terra Bug instead of Psychic for the ground resist.
Oh, that's not bad. It's going to be removing the stealth rocks anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That one's cool. Might not come up, but yeah, just some ideas to keep in mind.
Yeah.
You know.
On
All right, moving on.
to the next one.
All right, the Alolan Whips.
This is Cloud's team, and I see that they've just joined, so just
Welcome,
in time
Cloud.
here.
All right, so Relix, do you want to break this team down for us?
Why would I break this team down?
I don't know. Did you have any influence drafting this?
No,
Okay.
I don't know what you mean. Yeah, I want to hear your guys' thoughts, right? I know why this team is what it is.
All right, so this is like good value at every single position on the team.
Maybe not Kumala.
Kamala was like 2 points, and it's a rapid spinner.
True.
Like
True.
that's already better than that's already 90th percentile of 2-pointers. I'm pretty sure it also gets knock.
Yeah,
It does now, yeah. It's good. It is a really useful Pokemon. My only gripe with the draft is that I think you're really dependent on Terra Water Primate to be your water answer. If, let's say you're facing like a Keldeo,
Mhm.
I think that the whole rest of the team is like very unhappy because Whimsicott's like just not the most resilient water resist if it's played pretty well,
Mhm.
or if it happens to run Poison Jab or something like that, I guess.
Gren isn't that good of a water resist either.
Yeah. So normally it's like if you have an offensive water, then having a bulky grass or like a dragon that resists water that you can use to supplement it is a good idea.
Uh,
But that was just the thing that jumped out at me here.
I mean, Hoopa has the special bulk to deal with some of the offensive waters.
True. That's
And
true too.
Vikavolt can break defensive waters pretty easily. That was only 4 points, too. Which is really good value for that mon.
I do really like having the webs option and then also toxic spikes and spikes on 2 mons and rocks on a few mons.
And
Like
Goldango.
the
spikes on
primate.
3 months. It's spikes on
And then-
3 months.
Oh right, I forgot Gren.
Oh, yeah.
And then the gold. This is like a very powerful team.
How much knock spam? You could use a little bit more. I think Komala might be the only knockoff mon, unfortunately.
Yeah, it doesn't have a.
Hoopa regular gets it.
Oh, it does.
Oh yeah, true. It does.
Yeah. Yeah, because you wanna click a lot of knockoff with this team to punish heavy duty boots.
Yeah.
Because people will likely bring them against you. If there's
I still like to just force the boots on there and then just
Mhm.
like abuse that they have no other items, but definitely knock would have been an improvement here.
when you just have a team like this, it just makes knockoff such a great click because of how much progress it makes instantly.
Indeed.
There are some other things that the team can do though, like Trick on Golden Go to remove an item
Mhm.
is pretty disruptive. Same with Whimsicott or Hoopa for that matter, being
Mhm.
able to do that.
Does Glamora get corrosive gas, or is that not in this
Mm.
game?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's in the game, but I don't know. I don't think it gets it.
Nothing gets it, and from what I can see, looking up
Okay.
moves.
Yeah, this is a really, really good team. I like it a lot. Alright. Have we said
It's my favorite team we've seen so
Yeah.
far. I
Have
think.
we said what we needed to?
Yes,
Yep.
I believe so.
Alright. Time to BRG. Who's BRG? Brooklyn Grafii. Oh, I like all the little berries. This is a neat little logo here. Alright. Holy Gudra Hisui. Is that their first pick?
Must be. It's in front.
Oh no. Alright, well, let's see what they've got here.
Landorus and Tusk on the same team.
I mean, that's an interesting decision. It's an interesting decision.
It's honestly not that bad. Like
Yeah.
if you look at their first 6 as a team together, other than they have Jolteon for speed control, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a pretty solid first 6. Just you can throw them. You could probably bring that 6 all season and be okay into most matchups.
Mm-hmm. Gudra is kind of a fake steel, so the only fire resistance here is Tentacool.
Yeah, especially because your fire is also neutral to it.
Yeah, fire is also. Oh, that's a bit of an issue. Like a strong fairy type that can also click psychic moves is really hard for this team.
Yeah. Like even like a Sylveon or Clefable or anything with Psyshock, really.
Yep. I think there's also a huge gap between Tusk and then I think the next fastest is Incineroar at 65 or something. Or 60 even. I think it drops. Oh, Rotom is. Oh, but it's 86, so it's Rotom to Incineroar.
No, Rotom is 91. It's Great Tusk to Incineroar.
Oh, true. Yeah, it's Great Tusk too.
Yeah.
So there's a huge speed gap for like all the slower 80s and 70s. But it's not that bad. Like that
Yeah.
happens sometimes on these drafts.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like your whole like defensive backbone, like the Incineroar, Prim, and Gudra all being in the same speed tier basically. It's kind of hard to kind of easy to speed creep them, but yeah. Like Glastrius Terras, I think it wants something like fire probably, but electric is also good to hit the flying steeds. It's a good typing bug for the fighting resist. I think they're fine, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have thought ground on Glastrier just to boost the high horsepower all the way up.
Yeah, I would also probably go ground plus like water, but Jolteon does cost a lot with Terras, so you kind of need to.
Yeah, they went with they went with the best of what they had to get, like try and get 2 decent Terra captains, and they're kind of limited by their types.
Yeah, the Terra captains are insane though. Both
Yeah.
Glastrier and Jolteon are incredible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what you can also say, like with Prim and Incineroar, those mons hit hard for still being this bulky. So this team has a really valid Trick Room angle with Glastrier.
It just doesn't have a Trick Room setter. Otherwise, I'd be right there with you.
Oh, Glastrier doesn't get it. My bad then.
Yeah, no, that's
No,
only
that's,
Calyrex.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah, okay. This team would have a pretty solid Trick Room angle if it had a Trick Room.
Yeah, this is interesting. Interesting. You have a lot of rapid spin, so you don't need to bring boots on Glastrier, so you can run like leftovers protect sets with like the Terra Electric. Just tear it quickly so you don't take rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like Rotom and Virizion could probably change?
Yeah.
Probably. Virizion is just kind of like the second highest speed here. Probably something faster. Like it's Jolteon to Virizion. Every 120 Pokemon can go plus damage nature here.
Hmm. I don't know what there is that you'd maybe do to fix that. Maybe it is one of the better options.
I
Yeah,
do
because
like
Virizion
Rotom.
is really cheap too.
Yeah, and Rotom.
Yeah, for 5.
Like it's a good spin block. I really likes the Colba. I think it's not a bad Pokemon in this format at all.
Okay.
All right. Moving on. All right, the Dutch
Oh,
Diglets.
This team is good. I like this team.
All right,
Oh,
so
it's
we
at
have,
least fun.
we have Sun with
Trick Room. It's Sun Trick Room.
oh, interesting.
Yeah. We have like the Ursaluna,
This
Slowking,
is
Furgraph.
double
for the
weather as well. Right?
Hmm?
Slowking into Sun Slash.
Wow,
Yeah,
this has a lot of
That's
stuff
funny.
going on. This is a lot of stuff going on.
there's a lot of stuff on this
Trick
team, but I
Room.
kind of like it. I think it's
This looks
fun.
like a VGC team to me.
Yeah, it
You
does,
have
right?
after you, Lilligan, and the Sun,
Eruptions
along with a
also.
bunch of Trick Room setters.
This is
Yeah.
all this needs is a rain dance set to do. It's then Thunder Raging Bolt. Let's go.
The Rain Dancer. Spec Slowking with Hydro Pump.
I like Bolt on Sun because it has actual coverage there. Because it gets Weather Ball and Solar Beam.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, I know what they went for. Like Bolt and Bonnet both like struggle with their speed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Putting them under Trick Room, but it's kind of hard because you're managing two limited resources. You're managing Sun and Trick Room,
Mm-hmm.
so like you probably almost always have like don't have both up. Like you would need to go like Torkoal, set up the Sun with a rock, and then you would kind of need to get in Slowking, set up the Trick Room. Then you have to switch out again because it doesn't have teleport. And then your Sun is almost gone. It's 3 turns. You have 3 turns of Trick Room, and then you have to go ham.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I kind of wish this team had just taken a Great Tusk first round instead of Ursaluna.
yeah, Great Tusk is probably the better Sunmon.
Yeah, Great Tusk on Sun is insane.
But then it would miss its best Trick Room sweeper.
Yeah, I guess.
But just looking at this team doesn't really have any like glaring weaknesses typing wise. Like it covers
Also,
a
they
lot.
drafted Farigiraf in the 3rd round, but didn't make it a Terra Captain. Which is
Yeah,
very
Yeah, I'm
Farigiraf not
surprised by
being a
that.
Terra Captain here is wild.
Yeah, that's just an interesting decision. I think the other
There's
two Terra
only
Captains are fine. I'm curious as to why Farigiraf was selected so early then.
It's
I
probably
think
one
I
of
if
mean,
anyone's drafted Terrakion, this team is going to get 6-0'd by Terrakion.
Fitstaff Slowking can handle Terrakion.
Eh,
It can.
eh.
It can.
Doesn't
Wait for the
get
Sand
Mega
Slash
Ball?
Alola to
at
Terra
least.
Ghost and just Iron Head you out of existence. And Raging Bolt always also takes like 1 or 2 hits from Terrakion.
I feel like Sand Slash really does not need the Terra there.
Mm-hmm.
You can just instead of that put it on Paragraph
Yeah.
and be happy.
I don't know. I feel like Sandslash is one of your sources of like speed control that's not Trick Room based, because you can play with Slowking, and then it can get like a rapid spin speed boost. Being able to boost the Steel Stab might be a good idea.
Or get Stab Earthquake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this team is definitely fun though. If it's gonna work,
Mhm.
we'll see. But it's fun. I like this idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like I
I'm
don't
looking
think
forward
I've
to
ever
watching
seen
it.
Trick Room and Sun like outside of just Torkoal, on like VGC teams.
Alright. St. Louis Blues.
Where's the rain setter?
Yeah, there's
My
no
first
rain
question.
setter.
Don't worry
But
about it.
Sheldon And
I think
Zapdos.
this is not a rain team. This is a grassy terrain team with Terra Grass Thwackey instead of Rillaboom.
Yeah, but you have to bring a Thwackey.
Yeah, why is there no Rillaboom?
Probably went.
Because
I
there's
don't
a
know.
Thwackey.
Okay, Ari.
It might have gotten sniped. Maybe they just didn't expect anyone to take
I
Rillaboom,
also
and
think
then it
like
got picked up.
Go ahead, Ari.
when I got skipped, I joked. Well, after my Sneasler pick, I got skipped on my second pick, and I joked to Shaded that I'll pick Thwackey if I don't get Rillaboom. I think Terracross Thwackey is the second best option for
Uh-huh.
your grassy terrain.
Because
That's
there's no
true,
other
but
granite terrain.
the only other option is Grookey.
I mean,
No, you can also use Arboliver for like
but
grassy field.
Aviliva is not consistent at all.
That is why Thwackey is the second best option.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess he's right. It is the second best option.
I know that it might not be intended to be a rain team, but wouldn't it be a better team if Arcanine was just Politoed, for instance?
Probably.
Probably.
Like you're suggesting also replacing Blastoise with
I
something
think
instead.
Blastoise actually doesn't hate. Like he's a decent rain abuser. Like with
Gets
Shell
Rain
Smash
Dish.
or with specs. Yeah, Rain Dish. You just click Water Moose boosted by Rain. I think that's not bad at all. There are better rain abusers, obviously, better water types, but
No, but like if you are going to use anything on Blastoise other than Shell Smash, why would you just not have Politoed specs instead of Blastoise?
Yeah, I feel like if you had Politoed and you just consolidated some of the lesser Terra captains into making Politoed Terra. Terra Water Politoed would kind of just cleave through teams.
True. That'd be a really strong Terra abuser. And I mean, if you, let's say you downgraded Driftblim to just like some random one pointer to free up points, you could then also get Basculegion at 11, or like one of the other Swift Swim mons like Barraskewda at 12, and then have that as another rain option.
Uh-huh.
Because you don't really need the spinner in Blastoise when you have Terrapagos as the spinner too.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and Mousehold is also kind of removal. This team's
but
only
like,
hazard
I'm
options is Orthworm.
pretty
except for
certain
the
they
Driftblim.
want this to be like grassy terrain team.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, can a Chalodon click Stealth Rocks? No, right?
It
Yes.
can, yeah. And so can
Okay.
Terrapagos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Duraludon's
better than not bad.
And Orthworm. Orthworm
Yeah,
can
I
also.
said Earthworm.
Oh.
I know Earthworm.
I don't hate this team. Just
No.
a lot of these mons are not my preference, like Mousehold. I still don't hate this team.
I
Which, by
don't
the way,
like
I
that this
don't know
team's
what that-
direction is dependent on the last mon they selected, and that last mon was less than 4 points.
It's only Sneasler, the rest, and Sneasler works good outside of terrain too.
No, I think our Chalodon and Terrapagos also both really like the grassy terrain.
They like it, but they work
Yeah.
outside of it too. I think I
It's
like this
good.
team
It's
too.
good. I don't hate this team.
Mhm.
I would probably not have Mousehold, but
Yeah.
Who would you put in over Mousehold if it was you drafting?
How many points is Mousehold? Because I did not even
It's-
contemplate picking that one up.
It is 6.
It's 6, yeah. I think Chinchino would have liked the grassy terrain for Bullet Seed. Maybe a bit more. Or does Mousehold also have Bullet Seed?
It doesn't.
Does, right? No?
It doesn't, no.
Yeah, that would be nice. I also just realized this team does not have Fairy except for Terra Driftblim, so no Dragon and no Fairy Resist outside of Orthworm.
Mhm.
Dragon and no Fairy, yeah. Arcanine is a Fairy Resist, but Dragon Resist is tough here. Orthworm just kind of struggles handling the special dragons because its Spadef is so bad.
Mhm.
You always have to default to like a, I don't know, Spadef Terrapagos or Assault Vest Archelodon, which still take a lot from Specs Draco.
You have to do something about this tier list.
Is
this
there
tier
also
list is
there's also no
bad.
ground type apart from Terra Driftbloom as well.
Oh. Yeah, this team does not have a electric resist immunity either.
Yeah, and the only resists
Quacky!
are
The
Chalodon.
resist is Quacky. Why do you not
Electric
believe in Quacky?
immunity.
Yeah, this is
Quacky
another
and electric
this is
immunity.
another team that's just gonna get Specs Fold switched on.
Yeah.
I think you can like probably pick up like I don't know Gastrodon. Is Gastrodon available? I'm looking at it on top.
I think it is.
Could be. It is not available, but Quagsire is available.
Yeah, yeah, same difference.
Piloswine is available and could help versus the dragons with the priority.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Priority ice.
Piloswine is a great Pokemon
Mhm.
for the value, like for the points.
I think Mousehold is also there for the speed between Sneasler and Zapdos, but like I
Cinccino would also do
ground
that, yeah.
They'd be at the same point value. And then Cinccino also has Axel for those same dragons that you might have trouble with.
Does Cinccino get Tidy Up? Or my
It does, yeah.
Yes, it does. It does.
Yeah.
It's kind of better Mousehold. Like the only thing a Mousehold is the better normal
Pop Bomb.
step. Yeah, it's Pop Bomb basically, and that's it. I don't know. Cecino probably doesn't have Encore. I don't know.
It does.
It does.
I think
yeah,
all the utility moves are the same.
Then it's literally just better in almost every way.
Does Cinccino get Knock in this?
It
should.
does.
Alright, interesting. Alright.
Okay, I think we've made our suggestions.
Alright,
to the next
moving
one.
on. New Jersey substitutes.
Oh, they
Alright,
have
so-
the Gastrodon.
Yeah, here's the Gastrodon.
Ooh.
Alright, so I like this. I like this. I like this. Actually, there are actually multiple teams without a ground type, so the Regieleki might be fine.
That's true. It's a counter
I can
team
really
for those
like this
matchups.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us what you like about it then, Ari? You can open it up.
I just like the mons that are big. Like in general, I like Latios Heatran a lot. Fluffable is a very good complement to both of them. They also have good like this team does not lack it's kind of like pivoting because it's what flip turn with Latios and flip turn with Regalgy. That's the only two things, right?
Bolt switch with Regieleki as well.
I don't think Regieleki actually cold switches almost ever now because
Well,
It does
this is
versus
the-
teams without ground types.
True. What if Rudia clicks
but I
forward?
also don't hate Regieleki as much as King Rock.
I also
I
think
think
that Pokemon is pretty
Round
bad.
to Terra Blast is a good upgrade. It can actually hurt mons.
That's true.
I mean, it's coming off like Regieleki has been nerfed. It's coming off 100 special attack, the Terra Blast.
Yeah.
Like
But
even if
100 modest, not.
yeah, 100 modest.
And a lot of the ground types are like physically defensive, especially in the given selection of mons.
hmm
It's not great. It's not great, but I don't hate it.
I like Cooper Unbound. That Pokemon is great. Pokemon has no switch-ins.
How
Yeah,
low did we
I
put
think
Hoop
it's
on
out
Bound
of-
this time?
13. I think it's out of place because there's not much pivoting into it, and a lot of the Pokemon or one of the Pokemon that would pivot into it, Latios, is like it's going to have a lot of the same checks that Latios is going to have.
Yeah.
I just like that more in general. I don't think it's the best here, but it's a very cool Pokemon. That does
I
a
think
lot.
Heatran is a cool partner for it for Flame Body on the U-turns.
I do like that punish. It's a good point.
Doesn't Dragagi really like Tower Water? Isn't it like a really good user of that thing? Just because it gets the
Yeah,
Hydro
I'm confused
Pumps.
why
Flip
it's.
turns.
I think they just did not have enough points for Terra.
I mean, they have Fairy on it. And we
Yeah,
already have a Clefable.
Yeah.
The tough thing though is that I feel like Dragalge becomes so much less threatening when it loses its dual stab combo. Like, sure, it gains the way to hit deals that it has a bit of trouble with otherwise, but the dragon and poison combination on it that like really punishes fairies and having the adaptability boost on it is really like adaptability Draco's its biggest boon.
Yeah,
If you
for
go
sure.
Terra Stellar, do you lose adaptability on your dragon and uh, poison stab
Probably not,
or
because your
no?
defensive typing is still the same. I don't know how it works, but I'd assume it would still work that way.
I also don't think that you lose it, but I don't know how Terra Stella works. The interactions with it are also weird.
Yeah.
hmm
I'm trying to think what Terra Ground helps with. I think it is to help with the steel types. You just offensively hit the steel types that want to switch in. That is the vision. I
True,
don't
I
know what
understand
Terra
that.
Fairy is for.
Yeah.
I probably have Terra Water over Terra Fairy, like Felix said.
Yeah.
hmm
There's just the ice type moves, which there are a lot of interest in. And
I think the
you
Gagi
have
also
hydro
just
pumps,
works.
which you can abuse.
Yeah. I think Togagi works decently as a bulky Spadef water with leftovers, setting up T-spikes, flip turning around. I think it becomes a different Pokemon then. It's not the Breaker anymore, but it does have decent stats, and it's a good slow pivoter here. For mons like Hooper and Latios and Regieleki, Breloom. I think it becomes a different role then, and I think there are better options for that, but I could see it work here with Terra Water and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I like the Gastrodon bringing hazards. I feel like the team will struggle with ground types a lot, especially for having a Regieleki.
Oh,
Like if
yes.
you're, let's say you're facing like a Landorus and or a Landorus plus Great Tusk team, hypothetically.
Not like that exists here. Just hypothetically.
And then your Latios gets or Breloom get predicted and get ice spinnered or like
hmm
you turned on or whatever, then I think you're in a lot of trouble.
hmm
Oh, yes. Definitely.
I'm trying to think what they can add. Like I'm struggling to change marks.
They need that double fighting on this, and double water. Like if you would make Dragagi Terra Water, I think you could drop the Taurus.
hmm
It is speed on this team, which it also really needs. Like you don't want to go down from Latios to, I think it's Breloom here. Oh no, it's Heatran. Heatran is a bit faster than Breloom.
Yeah.
Um,
No, it's Hoopa. It's Hoopa.
is Super 80?
Hoopa's 80, yeah.
Yeah, okay, it's Super. So it's still a big gap if you drop the Taurus. So
hmm
um,
I don't know. I don't think this team struggles too much with some types between the Loom and Latios.
yeah, this team
Unless
has a lot of
I'm
power.
missing what? Sorry, I missed it.
Oh, this team has a lot of power as well as that.
Yeah.
All right.
The Latios, Super Unbound, and then I guess Breloom.
Yeah, he turned
Okay.
2.
Yes.
Don't forget that guy has 130 special attack and 35, maybe even.
Alright, I think it's time to move on to the next one. We need to keep pace here.
Yep.
Alright, the Smashing Pumpkaboos.
Really slow team. Immediately.
I really wanted to pick Save but I don't know why they can't.
Yeah, it is very slow.
It's Minia, Ogopon, and then it's
Well, this is also
Saladin.
Trick Room, I think.
Yeah, this is Trick Room. True.
But it's only being set by Cresselia.
Yeah. And I think Keys gets it.
Keys gets it.
But
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
probably.
I don't know if there are good ways to get your Pokemon that won't abuse Trick Room then after you said Trick Room.
hmm
I think Minia is a great tower
Lunar
Pokemon.
Dance
So
might
is
be a way
Gorilla.
to get your Trick Room on it.
Yeah, I think the Terramons are good. Again, I'm curious as to why the Minior is paying the 3 points for normal.
Yeah.
I feel like Ground, just having Stab Edge Quake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good for it.
I
And
mean,
then
you don't
Psychic
even
could
need
fit.
Psychic. You could change that to Rock, which is also 1 point. Just have the 100% accurate Rock move if you so desire.
Yeah, that would also allow Gudra to upgrade Terra Stella into fire or ground to hit
Mhm.
it to hit stuff more offensively.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
I'm not entirely sure what the Sand Slash is doing here when you have the Blood Moon.
it's the spinner here. It doesn't have any other move. They don't have any other move.
That's a little bleak.
Yeah, Sand Slash is mediocre removal.
I think it's also the only rocker. Oh no, Minior and Sand Slash are the only rockers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because you have
I
spikes from
think
Ogrepon and
Yeah.
Klefki, but
a lot of spikes here. Good spikes user. I don't really know how Suicune fits into this team. I guess it's just the bulky water here that just scalds.
I think the team has a lot of like slow, bulky setup mons, and the game plan looks to be I'll win with one of them. Like whether it's the Ursaluna Blood Moon or the Suicune or like the Ceruledge that becomes not so slow when it gets its weak armor proc, but it could do like a just
Yeah.
bulk up flash fire set as well, trying to go for the win. Cresselia going for like a stored power sweep. So bring
Even
if you're
Ogopon and Minior. There's a lot of sweepers here.
yeah, if you're facing this team, I think Roar or Encore will be difficult for the team to deal with. But if you don't have them, then I think that it'll be really easy to get just bowled over by the onslaught of setup mons.
I wish they had better removals than Sandslash because unless you like set hazards to chip them down, like knockoffs and encores and taunts, this team is not easy to break through.
mhm.
There's a lot of recovery, there's a lot of bulk, and the type combinations are not easy to break through them.
I feel like the team's really weak to a strong dark type though. Like look at, for instance, Meowscarada, and then trying to answer that with this.
I mean, Muk and Klefki can
Yeah,
be
Muck- I don't-
Muck beats Meowscarada.
Yeah, he's been talking about that. He's been talking about normal Muk
Also,
beating
Klefki
Meowscarada.
just resists everything Meowscarada can throw at it.
Yeah, I think if you slap a Rocky Helmet
Yeah.
on one of those, you're actually fine into like Weavile and Meowscarada.
Yeah,
But
But they're gonna get knocked off.
Yeah, then you get the chip and then you set up spikes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's
mean,
fine long term. Klefki is
It's
one of
not-
the best answers to Meowscarada in the game, along with Tinkaton. And
Yeah.
I
for
think your
some
concern
reason,
is
Muck.
correct. This team is like you can whittle this team down, but like having hazards helps whittling a quality team down a lot more. So if I just look at this team and not having good removal might hurt.
Yeah, I
Having
think it
said that,
definitely
I
hurts.
cannot think of a removal mon that can fit very well with this. Skarmory maybe.
Garm doesn't have defog
Um,
anymore.
Scam's not removable.
Wait, really?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes so much sense why it's useless.
It's not useless.
Skarm doesn't even defog anyway.
Yeah, it never defaults.
Yeah, it needs the move slot.
Yes,
I really like
but
Gudra
on this
being the
team it
backup.
won't.
What'd you say, Relics?
I really like Gudra being the backup steal here because there's a lot of pressure on Klefki for
Mhm.
handling dragons and other stuff, fairies too. So Gudra tearing into the steal type here actually helps a lot.
Yeah.
So to like lift off some pressure off Klefki to handle like maybe dark types and stuff.
Alright.
I think Gudra is a great steal type. Yeah.
Alright, so in summary, pretty cool team. Needs some better removal. Maybe another rocker or two. Minior is cool. Make it ground and rock. Alright,
Yeah, probably.
moving on. The Jersey City Dratini. Alright, so the Gligar
That's
is
the
already
winner,
taken. I
Snipe.
know we suggested that.
True. I like that Pokemon. I think that Pokemon is good.
Oh, and the
He
Rillaboom
has
is
the
taken
better.
here. So somebody did
Yeah.
snipe the Rillaboom.
I like this team from the first look.
Yeah, this team is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, this team is great. We look at speed. It's a little slow. It's only Keldeo.
Yeah.
hmm
But you have
So-
priority in Bisharp, Bax, and Rilla.
and Keldeo.
And, oh yeah, and Keldeo.
Yep. And Donphan.
Oh, and
The whole
Donphan, thank
team is
goodness.
priority.
Mhm.
I like that the low tiers are fire resist because I think that that was one thing that's missing in the rest of the team.
Mhm.
Like relying just on Keldeo to switch into some of the better fires this gen, like Iron Moth or Cinderace or.
Well, you can't really spam like fire moves against this team for fear of the Bax.
Sure, you can because most of the offensive fires are going to be faster than it anyways, unless like Scarf Bax is really that threatening to you.
Well, the concern would be
Bax
like you can't
switch
choice
in.
you can't choice lock a fire move against this team, or you just let Bax set up.
I feel like you could, because I mean, as soon as the back switches, like if you take a fire blast, then you're gonna die to priority.
Yeah,
Wait,
but there are
your
no other
Bax died to
priority
priority?
moves. This guy drafted them all.
True. What do we think about the grassy terrain here? It's a weird grassy terrain team. Cloaking G likes it.
Bax
I think
does
it's kind of
look
bad for
really-
Baxcalibur.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Good for everything else, though. Maybe it should have been a Kyurem. Like if that was a Kyurem on there, that'd
I
be
think
pretty
they
good.
had
Or
Kyurem and dropped it. Yeah, they had
Yeah.
Kyurem and dropped it.
if that was a Gouging Fire, I know Gouging Fire is drafted, but oh my, that would be an insane grassy terrain team.
True. Gorging Fire would work really nice, yeah.
Yeah, it was Bax and Corv, and they swapped it. Or it was Kyurem Corv, and they swapped it for Bax Skarm.
I think
But
that's a good
I
swap.
still like this team. I think
Yeah.
it's slow, but it has scary setup mons in Rillaboom, Keldeo,
Yeah.
Bax, Bishop.
Terra
with
Bishop
a lot
is
of
also a
priority.
threat, though I don't love it
Mhm.
being the only fairy type, but you have a good steel type in Skarmory, so I guess it's fine.
Yeah, true. There's no other fairy here, which is weird.
I mean, your fairy is Cloaking Gather, no?
Yeah.
Smoking Gala is
To an,
kind of a
to an
fairy,
extent.
true.
To an extent. Alright. Next up.
I do really like the Houndoom. Like just having the Flash Firemon in the back that can then, even if you tear into a grass, you still have that fire immunity. I like that
Alright,
a lot.
everyone brace yourselves. This is the 4-letter abbreviation. So
They
here
also
we have
have Terra.
Mario, Luigi, Ogre Pond Galaxy.
It's a fire
Yes.
name. And that's an even better logo.
Mm-hmm.
True.
All right. So
Um,
all I know about this team was that it first round picked Skeledirge and then dropped the Skeledirge the second transactions opened.
It has
They-
two other ghost types.
they didn't want Skeledirge to be on a different team, you know? That one is unfair. So we picked it first and then we dropped it so that nobody else gets it.
They went in a spookier direction, I guess.
It is kind of spooky.
All right. So what do we got here?
It looks like it wants Indeedee. This looks like it really like a Psy Spam team. Psy Spam hyper offense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like set up under the whale, but if that setup had psychic terrain, it'd be good.
Yeah, the setup
I
mods are
don't know what Swampert is doing here, but other than that,
it's setting rocks.
Yeah, it's setting rocks every game here. True. I guess no, yeah, it does set rocks.
Yeah, it is the only rocker on this team.
Also slow-ish. A lot of Pokemon between 110 and 104, I think is no Mimikyu is like it has 3 months. Like a lot of
Mimikyu is
months
like
here are
90
crammed.
something. So is
Yeah, a
Iron
lot of
Crown.
months crammed between 110 and like 95 or like 90 something.
Yeah.
And then Armourouge is the only one in the middle before like 60, 50, and then whatever Hydrapple speed is, 44 or something like that. It has a lot of mons I like individually and I think are really cool mons. I feel like the collection of them is gonna run into some weaknesses. Like this is one team. It's a very hyper offense focused team, which is why I think Hydrapple is kind of a little bit out of place on that. The Swampert you can justify as like a bulky pivot.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how I feel about Iron Hands on this team either.
Iron Hand just works in every team. It's just it always does the same thing.
I would like Iron Hands a lot more if there wasn't Indeedee to Healing Wish to it.
True. And it also likes, doesn't have any priority itself, so Psychic Terrain is not negative. I guess it takes Psychic moves away. Yes. There is no Dark type on this, so if you put Psychic Terrain on here, you actually get really weak to own Psychic moves, except for like Iron Crown.
There's Terra Darkness Magius.
Oh, true, there is Terra Darkness Magius.
Iron Crown is also 4 times resisting. And
I said only Iron Crown, but a lot of Psychics have the Mystical Fire or the Shadow Ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like with this low speed, if there's a fast Psychic Breaker, like let's say they face a Latios, it becomes really hard. You just lose to Psychic and Fire coverage.
Yeah, Luster Purge looks really free into this.
Yeah. Guess Latios.
At the least, Iron Crown does have the booster energy set, so it'll be pretty fast when it enters that field the first time.
True. How much special tech do you need to drop to get speed booster on Crown?
I feel like it's like 70-ish. I'll look it up right now.
That's probably fine. You can't go modest, which you kind of want. Like I guess you could go modest agility on the other side if you don't go speed booster. But yeah, speed booster Crown and speed control is decent. Yeah, you definitely need it a lot of times.
Right.
You don't actually need to drop a lot. You can go up to 172 in special attack and still has to boost.
So 172 EVs. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, the one likes Burg anyway, just more HP for the great defenses.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it is really cool, really good.
Yeah.
I don't like that none of these dang future mons got rocks though. Like it's a steel type and a rock type.
Iron Boulder is the only rock type in the game to not learn Stealth Rock. I was shocked when I learned that.
That's crazy. Maybe because Stealth Rocks don't exist anymore in the future. Oh, but Tread says it.
This is the future the heavy duty boots users want.
It's the no Stealth Rock meta, the no Stealth Rock ladder from Showdown. It's the future.
Oh god.
Please upgrade these stealth rocks to spikes. Give
Um,
them something.
Wait, Iron Thorns gets rocks though, so why doesn't Iron Boulder?
I don't know.
sad. Justice for Iron Boulder.
All
I
right.
think I agree with Targo. A lot of unique, cool mons. Some synergy is lacking here, though.
Yeah, it'll be fun. A lot of these
Yeah.
teams look fun, and it'd be interesting to see a lot of these clashes. All right, Catalonia Pranksters. Okay,
I see an Oricorio, and it's not Tarot. And I'm like, oh no, sad.
but the Duraludon
it's not
is Terran.
Terran.
The
Yeah,
Duraludon.
Duraludon is great. It also has great type.
Okay,
great type
okay,
mods.
let's not get ahead of ourselves. Saying Duraludon
Oh,
is great.
Yeah,
Duraludon
hey,
is great.
Duraludon is good.
It's one of the best Little
I
Cup
agree with-
Pokemon.
Yeah.
If I had to choose only one type for Duraludon to Terra from its tab, I would probably choose Steel over Dragon.
Oh, you
yeah.
could have the the Fairy Dragon Steel Core in your Terra types for a single Pokemon.
True.
I like the fighting as a secondary type. I do think that it being
Yeah,
able
I
to
like
go
that.
for body presses is big.
Mhm.
Fairy is good. I agree with Steel being maybe the better option for the single type to retain. I think it's okay now that it has Eviolite, but
Mhm.
I'm with Relix that Frostlass should probably not be the Terra Captain in favor of Oricorio.
Yeah,
Just being able to have like ground.
I think Duraludon especially should have been keeping Steel when you don't have another Steel type.
Oh yeah, there's no other Steel type. Yeah. Frostlass often doesn't really use Terra. Like it's often just used as set up spikes. You Destiny Bond, you die.
Mm-hmm.
It has lackluster offense, even with Terra Fire here. Its special attack is mediocre.
No, Frostlass is an insane attack. Oh, did it lose Triple Axle and Poltergeist?
No, it has both of them now.
Yeah.
It's just that it much prefers even clicking those moves to clicking Terra Blast usually.
Yeah. It's a very heat mod. I love Frostlass. I agree it should be Terra Oricorio. You don't even
Yeah.
need extra coverage on Frostlass. It's just a low tier
Yeah, I
mod you can
think-
click the buttons with.
Yeah.
If you're offensive with Frostlass, you're clicking the Ghost tab anyway, right? Like the other two Terras are not helping it as much as
Yeah.
the original typing is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would probably want fighting, right, to hit Darks and Steels.
Yeah, you do not need to be fairy on this.
Yeah. I don't even know what Frostlass's defenses are. I don't think it reaches higher than 70 on any of them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So Fairy
Let's
is.
see. The impressed. Let's see.
Slithering here.
It's a ground resist that's kind of important for the
Mhm.
team, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty decent in the grounds between that. Mouserot, I can
So
live
that
like
might be a
one.
reason Duraludon is Dragon over Steel to drop
Mhm.
the down weakness. But I don't know that.
I like the first three together a lot.
Oh, yes. I agree.
I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on Monkey Dory. I don't really have any. I don't know if it's good or bad.
I think it's just
I
the
think
middle
it's the
one.
special breaker on the team, right?
No, that's Lando I.
Oh, that's
It's
Lando
Lando
I. I thought that was Lando T.
No, that's Lando I.
Yeah.
Lando
no.
T is on the Lando T Tusk team, Ari.
I think it's okay.
But
I
I
think
was
that
okay.
like it's a pretty good speed tier. The dual stab combination is pretty good offensively. Only struggling with steals and like you have Lando Eye to really beat steals up.
Mhm.
I think though that the team doesn't actually switch into steel types that well. It's the only steel resist is Duraludon, and I guess Oricorio Fire.
Oh no.
Because your Arcanine is neutral to steel,
Your Razu's
Your-
neutral.
Bowser's neutral to steel. So like a Metagross would really suck to try to deal with.
A Goldango sucks really a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And both of those Monkey Dory can at least hit with Shadow Ball. And I know it does have Focus Blast, but I feel like a lot of times with this mon, you're trying to like scarf it and then U-turn and punish the mons that are trying to check it with U-turn by getting a Toxic or a Sludge Bomb Poison. And then in the situations where you might predict wrong, I feel like you do really want that defensive backup for it. So maybe either switching to something else that actually abuses the steals a bit harder and doesn't get forced out by them, or maybe trying to find something that actually helps you switch into those a little bit better.
All right.
Yeah. I think a lot of the mons do offensively pressure the steals though outside of Monkey Dory.
Yeah, the Arcanine.
Slithering, Oricorio, Duraludon, Lando I, even Azu does decent into steals.
Mm-hmm.
Like decent.
All right.
Yep.
DTD. Last one. All right. Torn, Rhyperior, Scizor, Hydreigon, Serperior. That's a good. A lot of good mons here.
And Rotom Wash. Yeah, there's a lot of good mons here.
And Cinderace.
Yeah, that's. What did I say? Did I say Scizor? I said I meant Cinderace and Rotom Wash in the back.
Oh, I might have just misheard you.
right.
I hate this team. This team has Superior.
And they also have the greatest value pick in the entire draft.
Hitmonchan.
How dare we put it in 2 points and have it go undrafted?
You know it has SD now?
Three divisions. Yeah, I'm aware, Relics. I am aware it has Sword Stance.
I like Terra Rhyperior. Does it still keep Lightning Rod
Yes.
from on evolution?
Yeah,
No, doesn't it get Solid Rock? It gets Solid Rock.
Lightning Rock turns into Solid Rock?
Oh, it does keep Lightning Rod.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I thought I saw
I feel
that.
like you'd be Solid Rock anyway, though.
Oh no! I think
it can run
don't disagree
Water.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel like the first thing I want to say is moving the Terra off of Poliwrath and onto Hitmonchan just to afford a little more expensive of a type on Rhyperior, like give Rhyperior like Water or Fairy.
Does it need it? I feel like it losing the 4x weakness turns it into, and then also gaining the boost on its stab as a rock polish sweeper. I feel like he's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
hate
Water or Fairy
Rhyperior.
for that extra angle, and also this team doesn't have a Fairy apart from Poliwrath, and I think Rhyperior would be a bit better at that.
So you think maybe just remove Steel?
What Water adds?
I would actually move the Poliwrath to Hitmonchan probably. Or are they the same price of Mon?
They are both really cheap. I think Poliwrath is like 3 and Hitmonchan like 2 or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, it does give you the extra point you need to turn that Fire on Rhyperior into Fairy, even if you keep the same types.
Yeah.
In Hitmonchan, SD Iron Fist Terra Steel Bullet Punch, man.
No, don't do
This
it.
team has amazing pivoting.
What are
Like,
you
almost
talking about,
everything
Tago?
pivots.
It's criminal that we put that in 2 points.
We have U-turn on 4 mons and one of the best boat switchers in Rotom Wash, which ground types don't like to block.
Excellent removal in Cinderace
Yeah.
with Court Chain.
Cinderace, Scizor, Guntank all have defog.
Yeah.
Even Hitmonchan has Rapid Spin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Skuntank also, I think Skuntank was really undervalued. Are you sure it has defog? I know it has
I'm pretty sure
I don't think it has defog, but maybe you can double check.
it does not.
It
Oh,
does
Yeah, it
not.
doesn't have defog. I think Skuntank would be a
It got
great
knocked
Pokemon
off.
in this format if it had defog.
I think this
yeah,
is the
knockoff-
person that said hazards aren't their playstyle, and having Cinderace, I think that's some self-knowledge there.
True.
Because if you're not planning on setting hazards, Cinderace is honestly really good for that type of playstyle.
You would
They have
think this team has a
Good
lot of...
Hazard. They have Rhyperior, Hydreigon for Stealth Rock. Yeah.
Yes, but
These
Ari,
guys
they
are
said
good.
setting hazards isn't their playstyle, so those Mons will not be setting hazards.
This team
No,
struggles
they
a
did
lot
not
by...
say this.
Yes, they
Okay,
did, Ari.
It struggles by losing a lot of recovery moves because Scizor and Hydra both lost Roost.
Mm-hmm.
This team is it's kind of only Lando and Rotom pain splitting.
And Torn's regen.
Yeah, that's bro. What I'm saying, I meant Taunt's regen, Rotom pain splitting. Superior can synthesis, or Leech Seed, but it kind of struggles. It would be a really solid Netdex team too.
All right.
I like this team.
I actually like this team is probably going to get one of my favorites. All right, let's go to the regional decks team page. We're going to wrap this one up and start the next one in a second here. Everybody, favorite team. Does someone want to start?
Yeah, I think it's the last one. It's like a balanced team. I really like that team.
Mhm.
I like all the individual mons. I think they put on a lot of pressure and cover each other's weaknesses great. Torn T, Cesar, Road and Wash, it's a classic. Been doing that for ages. Always love that thing. And I also really like the Sun Trick Room team as a fun content team. I want to see that team put in work.
All right, Relic stole mine, so I'm going to say Klaus is my favorite. Because Garchomp,
Good
Greninja, Goldango's insane, with Glamora too. Alright, Tago, what's your favorite?
I like that Python was able to put Gouging Fire and Iron Boulder both onto a team and then still make it like defensively consistent and really good. So I'll pick that one
And
as
put the
like my
best
favorite.
Pokemon in the game on it in Samurai. So, alright, Ari,
Yeah.
what's your favorite?
I'll probably watch most of TTD's games because I want to see how Sun and Trick Room work.
Mhm.
And I also like Wiz's team. Like out of the things that you guys did not mention, the JCD, Jersey City Refugees, Excalibur, Slowking, Keldeo. I like that team.
Alright, I'm going to stop the recording here and we will begin the next one in a second.
Okay, I'll announce it for